Hi, God. Thanks for the shine. It's morning time. Okay, so check out the screen. Look at what we have on the screen today. We have the People's Grand Jury. What's up, Grand Jury? Okay. And then we have lawsuit review. And then we have the best and the brightest, right? And then we have Kari Lake v. Katie Hobbs et al., right? Clerk of the Supreme Court filed 1224222 at 10:45 a.m. Okay. All right. So then we got that timestamp. It's day 1, Sunday. Sun, what's up? Okay. December 25-2022. And then we got 10 stretch go time. Okay. So we're going to do a review, right? We just want to read the words in this and then we're going to have some fun, right? But before we do that, before we go, we got to show you some words, man. Okay. So check out this word right here. Check this out right here. Boom. Did you see that? Okay. Let's white balance. Okay. So that says misconduct. Okay. So misconduct, another 2-word word, meaning miss for neglect or bad, wrong, and then conduct, right? And then when you scroll down, and then you have conduct. Where's the conduct at? Okay, conduct means, another 2-word word, right? With, con is with together. And then ducere means to lead, right? So misconduct means bad leading, right? It just means you're leading badly, right? So let's keep it going. All right, check this out right here. You see that? Boom. Okay. Webster's Dictionary, 1828, man. Okay. So we went to 1828 and then we looked at misconduct here too. And then it has wrong conduct, right? Ill behavior, ill management, right? Then you got misconduct again, which just says to conduct a miss or to mismanage, okay? And then you have misconduct for to behave amiss, all right? All right, let's keep it going. Some more words, right? Check this out right here. Boom, you see that right there? Maladministration, okay? Maladministration, that's what's up, all right? We're going to show you this word too right here. Another 2-word word, for mal, meaning bad, and administration, that's a multiple word, right? So we all know that mal means bad, right? Bad, evil, wrong, right? False, bad, wrong, right? And then when you scroll down and then you see administration is administer, right? And that means to inferior servant. Minister is an inferior servant, a servant, or a priest assistant, right? Technically minister is small master, right? So when you have a bad small master, that's what a maladminister or maladministration is that you have a bad small master, right? That's what's up, okay? Now check this out right here. All right, boom, you see that? All right, now we're back at Webster's Dictionary, 1828, man. All right, so let's go ahead and white balance that. All right, so then you have maladministration. Here it says see mal and administer, and then it goes bad management of public affairs, man, okay? So when you're in a maladministration, that means you're managing the people's business wrong, man. That's what's up. That just means you're a bad small master, right? So check this out, right? So remember, here, let me do my bit with my props, right? So you got a man, which is a king, and then you got a woman, which is a queen. And then when you put them together, they're called the people, right? And then the people create things called public servants under constitutions. And then this is called a public servant, right? So a public servant is also called an administer, right? Because they're supposed to minister the affairs of the people, right? That's what's up with them, right? So whenever the people are saying, hey, man, you got to make sure that all my property is going out how I want it to go, and I just want to go have some fun. So here are the rules called the Constitution, right? And make sure that you manage the Constitution properly, which means I want you to administer the Constitution because you are my minister, right? You are not my manager, you are my minister, right? So that's why you always have to look at the public servants as administration, right? So never look at them as like a manager, right? Because they are administration, which means that they have a higher fiduciary duty to stand on, right? So if you ever have someone that says it's misconduct, that means you're just leading wrongly, right? It's just like you're not leading correctly, and that's just like a slap on the wrist. It's no thing, right? Because misconduct is much lower than administration. Remember that, okay? Remember that. And then this is what we're going to show you in this in this lawsuit review right here, because they were focusing on the word misconduct, which means to lead badly, right? To lead wrong, right? Instead of focusing on maladministration, which means that you're just not managing it well at all, man. That means you're a bad small master, period, the end. That means you're not doing your job. Okay, period, the end, all right? So that's what's up with this law review today, man. We're going to have some fun with the best and the brightest, right? Because we're going to see how the best and the brightest always put their words down, all right? All right, let's go. Also, thank you for hanging out with us too, man. So much fun. Okay, so before we go, we always have our red pill, right? It's always written in red, and then in the back we have the matrix, remember, because matrix is mother. And then we got Genesis 2:7, right? It says, and the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground. Remember that, man. And breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living soul. You're looking at a living soul right here. I am an example of one of God's creations, man. It's so much fun, right? And once you know who your creator is, right, you know who you're supposed to follow, okay? That's my leader. That's who I follow, right? And I am an administration, or I am an administer for God's dominion, right? That's what I do, right? So that's why, I'm able to see these things that I can see, is because when I see other servants, because I too am a servant, I am a servant of God, I am a servant of Christ, I am a servant of Holy Ghost, right? And then when I see the servants of the people, acting out of bounds and being in maladministration, which means I'm like, you're a bad small master, man, bad small master. You're not doing your job. You're not following the Constitution. You're not following the rules, man. And then we always have to correct them now, right? And it seems like we have to do that for now and on and forever, because the whole world has been flipped upside down, man. Okay. So that's why we love this red pill, because it shows who we follow, right? Because it shows who our creator is, right? Our creator is God. Our creator is not man. Okay. Remember that, man. And you're going to be free. Okay. All right. Let's keep it going. Okay. So look, before we even start, we got the Christ mission. The Christ mission for now and on forever is to protect the children, man. Boom. That's it. That's all we do, man, is that we just have to protect the children, all children, no matter what, man. Okay. And then we got some cool words in here too, right? But then we just like this right here. We're just going to go with the fun fact on the top, right? It says God created man, woman, child, the people, right? When you remember that, you're going to be free, man. That's it, man. You can read the other bits in there at your leisure. Take a screenshot and see what's up. Okay. All right. So let's keep it going. Oh, check this out right here. We got one of those Leanne Fire poster notices right here, man. This one's so cool. Okay, so check out the words on this one. It says right here, it says, we the people, hi, I'm one of the people, are aware that legislative tribunals and agencies' hearings are operating in our nation, pretending to be judicial hearings, right, which move by the common law and our constitutional courts of record as clearly defined in... Did I read that right? Yeah, pretending to be judicial hearings which move by the common law and our constitutional courts of record as clearly defined in Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, okay? Sorry, it's early in the morning. All right, check it out. Please take notice that the people have assembled, that means come together, that means unite, that means one, right, for the common good or for their common good. And we realize the definitions in Black's Law 5th and further have been diminished. I, therefore, wish to put you on notice that we, the people, are no longer ignorant to the fact that a person not sitting as a proper judge makes nullified or void orders. Remember that, man. So if you're a person, and then you're not operating like you're supposed to be doing, right, everything is void. Nothing, no thing. Okay, remember that, all right? Maxim of law. A judge should keep his jurisdiction within the limits of his commission. You got boundaries, judge. Okay, remember that, all right? Please take notice that no judge has the power to bypass the constitutionally required due process in order to help adversarial agents have their will. Okay, remember that, man. You got to follow the rules, man. That's what you just got to do, okay? Maxim of law. A judgment given by one who is not the proper judge is on is on no force and should not harm anyone, okay? So you can't harm the people, man. Remember that, man. So with these rules, you guys are supposed to follow, right? And you're supposed to stay within your jurisdiction, okay, Judge? Because you are what we call a public servant, man. Remember that, okay? And we're going to be cool, okay? All right, let's keep it going. Check this out right here. It says, under advisement ruling, man. So we're going to get into the words right now, and then we're just going to have some fun, and we're also going to be sipping on our coffee right now too, man. So hold on, let me take a sip. If you got coffee, take a sip too, man. It's the morning time, okay? Look at my eyes. They look like I look like I'm still waking up, man. I've been up since like 2. Yeah, that's tasty. So much fun. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get this thing going. Under advisement ruling. So we're going to read this almost like, and we're going to have a conversation with it. And then we got highlights in it too, right? Because, we just basically took this down from the internet, man. How we doing on time? We're cool on time. All right. So let's just go ahead and have some fun with the words, man. See what the judge was saying. Okay. Under advisement ruling. The court has considered the evidence presented at the evidentiary hearing on December 21 through 2022, including all exhibits admitted as well as the testimony of witnesses, okay? The court has, we got a highlight right here. The court has read and considered all 220 affidavits attached to the verified petition, man. We wonder how those affidavits were actually sent in, man. Were they written correctly? Did they come under the correct status, standing, and jurisdiction? I don't know. We're just going to read the words and see what's up, man. Because whenever you do an affidavit, you want to come in at the highest, right? And then the highest is, when you come in as either a king or a queen or the people, right? So whenever you write your affidavit, you want to come in sui juris as one of the people, as seen in the 50 constitutions, right? That's just what you want to do, right? Because in that way, you sit up on top of your public servant, right? So whenever you diminish yourself by coming in as a person or something like that, then that means that the public servant is going to be able to control that person, right? Because whatever that person's definition is, then the public servant can control that, right? But when you come in as one of the people, one of the kings or one of the queens, right? Then you're a boss, right? Then you tell the court how you want the court to move, man. You tell the judge, hey, judge, I want the court to move like this, man. Because that's what they're supposed to do. They're your public servants, man. Remember that, okay? All right, let's keep it going. The court has also considered the arguments by counsel, right? The court accordingly issues the following findings of fact and conclusions of law, man. So they've found some facts, man. We're going to see what these facts are, and we're going to see what the conclusions of law are, right? Legal standards, man. Legal standards and burden of proof, man. So right there, where you're messing with, right? So I want you to, when we're reading this, man, just focus on, we're looking at it from the point of view of a maladministration, right? Maladministration, right? So as we read this, we're going to look at it from the framework of maladministration, which means that it's just been managed badly, period, the end, man. Not misconduct, right? Because they're going to be focusing on misconduct. We're going to be focusing on maladministration. So that's why we're going to be going back and forth with this, okay? All right, check it out right here. Throughout the history of Arizona, the bar to overturn an election on the grounds of misconduct, right, in the state or territory has always been a high one, okay? Remember that. So remove misconduct, put in maladministration, you're going to see it in a completely different way, all right? See territory, we don't want to read that. That's the case, right? It is the object of elections to ascertain a free expression of the will of the voters. A voter is the people, okay? Remember that. So, see how they diminish you by calling you a voter, right? So you want to be you always want to come in as one of the people, and you want to sit up at the highest of the high, man. You want to be boss. You want to be a king, or you want to be a queen. That's it, man. You don't want to be called a voter, right? You want them to count your vote, but you are not a voter. A voter is not a noun, man. Remember that, okay? And no mere irregularity can be considered unless it be shown that the results has been affected by such irregularity, right? And then they admitted the citation. Okay, let's keep it going. Our territorial Supreme Court agreed in Oaks v. Finlay 5, Arizona 390-398-1898 that it is unwise to lay down any rule by which the certainty and accuracy of an election may be jeopardized by the reliance upon any proof affecting such results that is not of the most clear and conclusive character, man. Listen to this, man. This is so much fun. All right, let's go back to the highlight. The official election returns are prima facie evidence of the vote actually cast by the electorate, man. Remember that, right? So remember, the electorate is the people, right? So we're trying to see how did the people vote, right? That's what this is about, right? It's not about voters. It's about what did the people put down on a piece of paper, and how was the process of that election done, right? That's what we're looking at right here. We're looking at the process, right? So like if I was one of the people and I was like, hey, I want to go look, I'm like this. I'm like, hey, I'm one of the people. And then we're all the people. I'm like, hey, what's up, people? And we're like, hey, let's go vote. Let's go vote and, choose another public servant for us, right? And then we go to the thing and then the public servants are there and then they're supposed to make sure that everything that we need to do in order for us to vote, is smooth and clear, man. If it's not smooth and clear, we call that maladministration, man. So if there is a hiccup or anything like that, and nothing went smoothly, that's called maladministration, okay? Not misconduct, maladministration, all right? Let's keep it going. Sorry, I'm going to keep interrupting because this is just how my mind thinks, okay? Okay, so the burden of proof in an election contest is on the challenger, okay? So the challenger of this bit right here, because when they were coming at it from the point of view of misconduct, right, then that means the burden of proof was on the woman called Kari Lake, right? So the woman named Kari Lake had to prove everything, right? That's what she had to do, okay? But because she had to prove misconduct because she was coming at it from the form of misconduct, right? I don't know why. That's what happens when you listen to the brightest and the best, though. Okay, the duty of specifying and pointing out the alleged illegal irregularities and insufficiencies is a task that should be undertaken by litigants and their counsel, man. Listen to that words, right? The duty of specifying and pointing out the alleged illegal irregularities, right? Just stop, right? Don't focus on that. Focus on, was it managed? Was it administered properly? That's all we want to do from now on, right? So whenever we're going to any of our public servants, we want to know, we should be walking into our facilities and then they should be making us feel happy and safe and everything, right? And it should just be running smooth, man. If it's not running smooth, like if there's long lines, right, or the bathrooms, all clogged up or something, whatever, man, we call that from now on maladministration, right? And then we will correct them every time for it, right? Don't call it anything else. You want to call it for what it is. It's maladministration, period, the end, man, okay? And you're going to be free, all right? Remember that, all right? Let's go back to the highlights, man. We're going to read the highlights. As for the actions of election officials themselves, right, the actions, right, see, we want to say the administration. How did they administer the election, right? As for the actions of election officials themselves, this court must presume the good faith of their official conduct, right, as a matter of law. You see that? Official conduct, flip that to official administration, right? We want to know, how did they administer the thing? We don't really care about their conduct, right? How they were led, because other people or other persons lead them, man. So then we want to know, did you follow the rules according to your rules, right? That's it, right? We don't care who led you, right? We just want to know, were you acting within the boundaries that we've written for you? That's it, man. It's very simple. We want to know, did you administer the process how we wish for you to administer it, man? Period, the end, man. We don't care about your conduct, right? That's what lawyers do, okay? All right, let's go back to the highlight. Election challengers must prove the elements of their claim by clear and convincing evidence, man. So that's why, the woman named Kari Lake That's why this lawsuit was tossed out, man. It's because, they're coming at it from the wrong jurisdiction, right? They're coming at it from the wrong point of view, right? She's coming at it not as one of the people, which would sit at the highest, man. And then we learned this from a man, David Jose, about status, standing, and jurisdiction. And then that's why we know what we know now, right? Is that we know that as the people are boss, right? And then the people have a duty and an obligation to make sure that we instruct all of our public servants, right? The public servants have to be instructed, and then they have to know what it is that they're supposed to do. So like our elections are very important because this is how we choose, right? We choose, right? So for now on, when we wish to go to our elections, we want it to be smooth, right? It's already written in the Constitution. It's supposed to happen on a Tuesday, one day. Right, it's supposed to happen on a Tuesday, right? And then we go and then we vote, right? And then we choose who it is that we vote for, right? And then we write it down on a little piece of paper called the ballot, and then that's it, man. And then you're supposed to count it, okay? But then, now there's been so much trickery going on that, there's all these other processes and procedures that are happening. And this is how they've been tricking the people, man, with the words, man. They've been adding to the word, right? Which is a no-no, because if you follow how the Bible works, right, you don't add to the book and you don't take from the book. The book is the book, man. It's like the Constitution is the Constitution, right? Don't add from it, don't take from it. How the people wrote it, that's how the people want it, man. Period. The end. Okay. All right, let's keep it going. Also, I'm always going to be mirroring what the Bible is and what God does with what the people do and what the people are supposed to do with their servants, man. Because God created we the people, right? God created man, woman, child, the people, right? Just like the people created all governments, right? So we are the creators of our governments, right? So we are their masters and we created them, right? Just like God created us, right? And God is my master, and then I follow what God says to do, man. It's just that simple now, man. So let's keep it going. Thanks for hanging out too. All right, let's check out the highlight, right? Plaintiff has only these options. Oh, okay, let's check this out real quick. The order granting in part defendant's motion to dismiss gave plaintiff two independent claims, right? They want their facts, right? For seeking the requested relief, right? Then they got some statute right here, right? And then it says 1, plaintiff has only these options because election contests are purely statutory, right? Independent upon statutory provisions for their conduct, right? So it says it right there, are purely statutory. Not true, right? Is because we have a constitution, and then the elections are supposed to be how they're supposed to be within the Constitution, okay? And then it says, it's got a day, and the day is Tuesday, right? And then it says it's all legal votes is supposed to be counted, right? It's very simple. So then when you see statutory, right? When you see statutory, so they say because election contests, right? So they're merging the words right now. Right? So this is how the trickery comes in, right? So if they merge the words, then you have a new entity, and that new entity means the statutory controls that, right? The statutes control that, which means that then our public servants have created something that they can be the boss over, right? And then that's just what's been happening right now, right? And this is why I'm always going to say they're going to trick you with the word, right? Because you got to be precise and you got to be clean with the word, man. And it's like it's an election, the people are the boss, right? And then you have vote, right? So an election is when the people vote, right? You don't have voters, you have people who vote. Period. The end, man. So if you have a voter, then that means whoever created that term voter controls the voter, right? Done. Okay. All right, let's keep it going. All right, let's just go down to the other highlight. No, let's just read it, okay? Put another way, plaintiff has no freestanding right to challenge election results based upon what plaintiff believes, rightly or wrongly, went awry, or awry, on election day. She, meaning the woman named Kari Lake, must, as a matter of law, prove a ground that the legislature has provided as a basis for challenging an election, okay? And then it says C. Henderson has got a case, all right, 1928. Then check out this highlight. It says, one who would contest an election assumes the burden of showing that his case falls within the terms of the statute providing for election contest. Okay, I'm going to just pause right there. That's why we're always saying focus on administration, man. Don't focus on these other statutes, because the statutes are for our public servants, man. We don't care about that. As the people, we don't care about that. We only care, are you administering the people's business properly? Is it good? Yes or no? Are you doing a good job? Yes or no? If you're not doing a good job, that means you're doing a bad job. And a bad job means you're in maladministration. And we will spank you every time if you're in maladministration. And if we're not happy with how our elections are being administered, then we're going to spank you for maladministration every time, man. And now, it's like we got proof of an election being operated in maladministration with these words right here, man, because they just laid it out for us. So now the people can see what maladministration looks like from the point of view of an election, right? So misconduct is just not like, we don't care. Like, we don't care about who was leading you, because you're like, oh, I was following my leader and my leader told me I had to do this. So I did what the book said, right? Yeah, okay, cool, man. You can do that, but did you administer it properly, right? That's what we want to know, right? And we're finding out right now, real soon, that you did not administer it properly. And we're also finding out right now is that, the woman named Kari Lake went in under the wrong jurisdiction, man. So how we doing on time? We're cool on time. All right, we're just going to be hanging out, man. All right, let's keep it going. So we're going to have the slides, but we're going to be going all over the place, because this is more of a conversation, okay? All right, check this out right here. It says the plaintiff's remaining claims are based on the following statutory ground, man. I'm going to pause right there because it's a highlight, right? It's like statutes, man. Statutes are for our public servants, right? Statutes are for the public servants. Statutes do not affect the kings and the queens called the people. Okay, remember that, and you're going to be free, right? So whenever someone, whenever one of your public servant tries to present a statute to you as one of the people and says that this binds you, you need to smack them and say, I don't know where you're getting your words from, man, but I don't fall under the jurisdiction of statutes. You, as a servant, you create those so then that way you can do your job, right? But you don't bind me to statutes because the people are free, man. We're boss, man. Remember that, because, remember, the people are the creators and the masters of the constitutions. Once you remember that, you're going to be free. I had a piece of hair on the computer. All right, let's keep it going. All right, and then we got another highlight, right? Misconduct, right? That's what they're focused on. So flip that and put in maladministration, right? So if it reads like misconduct on the part of election boards, they're going to get away every time. Judge is going to dismiss this every time. But if you throw in maladministration on the part of election boards or any members thereof, in any of the counties of the state or on the part of any officer making or participating in a canvass for state election, right? Maladministration. That's the key word, right? Not misconduct. You need to put in maladministration. And in this case would have been done, man. All right, let's keep it going. What does it say? Oh, see how it has another statute down there? ARS subsection 16672A1. This trial was premised on plaintiff's theories arising from the second clause concerning an officer making or participating in a canvass, man. So they're focusing on misconduct, which is why they lost, right? They lost, or it was tossed out, is because it was the wrong word, man. And that's just what happens, man. It's like whenever you backslide and you don't listen to the people, and you listen to the best and the brightest, you're always going to get tricked, man. We've been seeing this happen for like 2 years now. Okay, let's keep it going. The order permitted 2 counts to proceed to trial. 1, right, the claim that ballot on demand, BOD, right, printer malfunctions experienced on election day. Pause. Okay, so the claim that ballot on demand printers malfunctions experienced on election day. Did the printer malfunction? Yes or no? If the printer malfunctioned, maladministration. Period. The end, man. All right, let's keep it going. Were caused intentionally. We don't care who caused it. Did they malfunction? Yes or no? If they malfunction, maladministration, right? Because you have a duty and you have an obligation to make sure as a public servant that the elections are going smooth, man. Period. The end. Okay. Let's keep it going. Were caused intentionally and that these malfunctions resulted in a change of outcome. Count 2. And 2, the claim that Maricopa County violated its own election procedure manual, EPM, right, as to chain of custody procedures in such a way as to result in a changed election outcome. Okay, right? Did you follow chain of custody? Right? Was there a chain of custody? Yes or no? That's all we want to know. Was there a chain of custody? Right? That's it. We don't care about the procedure. We want to know, was there a chain of custody? Yes or no? Right? If yes, cool. If no, maladministration. All right? Scary simple, right? Count IV for 4. As outlined in the order partially granting the motion to dismiss, there are 4 elements to each claim. Plaintiff needed to prove by clear and convincing evidence each element to be entitled to relief. Okay? All right, let's check out these claims. Okay? 1, that the alleged misconduct, okay, this is why they lost, because they were calling it misconduct. All right? Whether the BOD, ballot on demand, printer irregularities, or the ostensible failure to abide by county election procedures was an intentional act, man. We don't care. We want to know, was it administered properly? Yes or no? Right? If it was administered properly, then you're cool. If it wasn't, maladministration, right? Not misconduct, maladministration. Check out 2, that the misconduct was an intentional act conducted by a person covered by, some statute, that is an officer making or participating in a canvass. We don't care. We want to know is that the maladministration was, right? Was there maladministration? Yes or no? Did you follow the rules that you're supposed to follow? Yes or no? Right? We don't care who led you, right? We want to know, were you administering the elections properly? Yes or no? Period. The end, right? 3, that the misconduct, pause, right, maladministration, that the maladministration was intended to change the result of the November 2022 general election, right? So it's like every time you focus on the wrong word, you're going to get tricked and someone's going to lead you wrong, man. So let's keep it going, right? 4, that the misconduct did, pause, maladministration, right, that the maladministration did, in fact, change the result of that election, right? Like, this case was so easy, it's just like, if the woman, how are we doing on time? We're cool on time. We're going to cut this one kind of short, right? Because it's not even, like, we don't even wish to read the whole thing anymore, because it's like once you can see how this case was handled, right, it was handled not correctly, right? They did not handle this correctly because they didn't come in on a proper status, standing, and jurisdiction, right? Then they're using the wrong words. They keep focusing on misconduct, right? So what is this word, right? Someone's leading you wrong, so whoever's leading you, that's whatever, man, but if you focus on maladministration, this would have been an open and shut case, man. Hold on, let me take a sip. It's just funny. Now, when you look at all these cases, and then they just seem so simple now, because it's like, maladministration, that's all we care about. Did you administer what you were supposed to administer? Yes or no? Because you, as a public servant, have a fiduciary duty to make sure that we're happy, right? And then if our business is not being administered properly, we call that maladministration, right? So if the people are unhappy, because they're going to a place and then they're trying to vote, right? And then they can't vote, because there's irregularities going on with printers, maladministration. There's no chain of custody, maladministration. Period. The end, man. We don't care about misconduct. It's just all about the maladministration, man. All right, let's keep it going. Okay, so check this out. We're going to probably read this one right here, too. Check out this highlight at the bottom, right? Where it says, it says, this court acknowledges the anger and frustration of voters who were subjected to inconvenience and confusion at voter centers as technical problems arose during the 2022 general election. So even right there, the court acknowledges, right? That means that they see that there was, and then when you see subjected to inconvenience, that's called maladministration, and confusion, that's called maladministration, right? So because because the breast and the brightest didn't put in the proper terms and they didn't come in at the proper status, standing, and jurisdiction, for the woman named Kari Lake, because she was led by them, then you got this right here, man. But even right here, as the people, we can see that an inconvenience is maladministration, that confusion is what we call war, also treason, maladministration, right? And then that's it. Then it even says it right here. It's technical problems, maladministration. A technical problem is maladministration, right? So right there in this last statement right here, that the court acknowledges, the case is done, man, but whatever, right? Let me see. We got some more slide. Oh, this slide too right here sort of kind of annoyed us. Right. Look at this, what it says. It says, but this court's duty is not solely to incline an ear to public outcry. It is to subject plaintiff's claims and defendant's actions, right? So we got a claim and an action, right, to the light of the courtroom and scrutiny of the law, right? Look at this highlight right here, man. This one set us off. It is the boast of American democracy. Pause. We are not a democracy. We are a republic. So even right here, we're going to call that maladministration, right? that this is a government of laws and not of men. Okay. So we are a republic in form. It says so in the Constitution. And then, whoever wrote this paper up, even in themselves want to put in American democracy. We are not a democracy. We are a republic in form, man. And then it seems like we have to educate this judge too, man. So that might be fun. Okay, let's keep it going. Right. Oh, and then, so we're going to fast forward now, because then, they got the evidence coming from like a man named Mark Sonaclar, right? And then he was testifying, but he was coming under misconduct. So, it just got blown out. Right. And then you got, what does it say? Yeah, so look at the last part. It says, as far as evidence of misconduct is concerned, the court finds nothing to substantiate plaintiff's claim of intentional, right, misconduct as to either claim through Mr. Sonaclar's testimony, right? So that's why they lost, right? Intentional misconduct. How are you going to prove that someone was leading someone the way that they were leading and they were leading them badly, right? You can't do that, right? But what you could have proved was maladministration. Scary simple, right? How are we doing on time? We're cool on time. All right, let's keep it going. Right, then you got the Heather Honey, and then she dropped her stuff down right here, right? Then we're just going to fast forward, right? Okay. Yeah, here we go. So it goes right here. It says, in his closing, counsel for plaintiff argues that it does not make sense that Maricopa County did not know how many ballots Maricopa had received on election night, but at trial, it was not Maricopa County's burden to establish that its process or procedure was reasonable, right? We focus on maladministration, right? Or that it had an accurate unofficial count on election night. Even if the county did bear that burden, failing to carry it would not be enough to set aside election returns, man. So that's why they're always focusing on the wrong word, man. Then it has another case you got to look at, particularly where plaintiff's own witness on this point lacks personal knowledge, man. So now I'm wondering what kind of affidavits these witnesses put in, man, because if you didn't see it with your own eyes, right, and then you didn't swear under penalty of perjury that this is what happened, right, but then you probably didn't come in at the highest status, standing, and jurisdiction, right? So probably, most likely, all of these witnesses came in at a diminished capacity. They didn't come in as one of the people, right? And then whenever you come in as not one of the people, then, they're just going to move you all over the place, man. You can't stand your ground, man. And we're just seeing that right here with this, right? And then it says right here, the court cannot say that plaintiff proved element 1 of count IV for 4, by clear and convincing evidence, man. So it's like you make these claims, right, but then you come in at a diminished capacity because you're not one of the people, right, and then they trick you by calling the word misconduct, man. It's maladministration, man. You got to stop getting tricked, people. All right, let's keep it going. Right, then you got another testimony by Clay Parikh. We're not going to read that one, right, and then, yeah, we don't care. Then you got another testimony by David Benton Court, right? We don't care, right? Because they're all focused on misconduct, right? And then it says you got another testimony by Richard Barris, right? We don't care because they focused on misconduct, right? And then it says, and you have this other bit where it says intentional misconduct standard, right? But we don't care, right? Because when you focus on misconduct, you've already lost, man. Right? Because it's the wrong word, man. You didn't come at it right, So then, so you check this out. It says findings of fact and conclusion of law, right? So this is how you guys got tricked, It says considering all evidence presented, the court finds as follows. As to count 2, illegal BOD, ballot on demand, printer tabulation configuration, the court does not find clear and convincing evidence of misconduct. Okay? That's just what's going to happen all the way down, right? They cannot find evidence of misconduct because, there's really no way that you can really prove misconduct, unless you saw it, right? But, this basically, right, if you were to flip that for maladministration, you're going to win, right? You would have won this case, but because you used the wrong word, because you listened to the best and the brightest, that's why you lost, man. Okay, let's keep it going. Right here, as to count IV for 4, chain of custody. Listen to this one. The court does not find clear and convincing evidence of misconduct. Okay, same thing, man. Let's check out the other one. Right, that's it. Let's just close out now, man. Thanks for listening. Done. Right. So we'll go to the next slide because this is what we get hyped about. We get hyped about mission, protect the children, right? And then we got Law Team 1, keep it scary, simple service. Check out the flow, man. This is what we do. Find a problem. God's people lack knowledge of states' constitutions. Done. Okay. So we use the state's constitution, so then that way we can instruct the people, man, and we just show them what's up, but we found out that the people don't know the state's constitutions. They've never read it, right? And the reason why we know that is because we were one of them. And then now that we know where our status, standing, and jurisdiction comes from, right? It comes from God, right? And then we created constitutions because we established constitutions for our public service to operate in. And then we're finding out that they flipped that upside down because we lacked the knowledge, man. Someone took away the key of knowledge from us, man. Probably a lawyer or something like that. All right, let's keep it going. Learn how to solve the problem, okay? We create mentorship associates for PMAs. Done, man, done. So that's why we're looking for the people out there, right? Because we wish for them to associate, right? Because then once you associate and once you unite, then you're going to learn how to solve problems because then you're going to get to assemble and come together and consult for the common good, man. It's all in the Constitution, okay? All right, check this out. Document how to solve problem. We show you documents of fundamental principles of law. Done, man. Scary simple, right? Example, the state's constitution is a fundamental principle of law, right? And that's where all of our public servants, every last one of them, they have a duty and an obligation to be bound to those rules that we've written in the state's constitutions, right? They can make the codes and they can make the statutes in order for them to do their job well, right? But if it's not matching what the state constitution is, we spank them every time, okay? All right, let's keep it going. Create problem-solving system process, right? This one's fun, right? We use God's law methods from King James Version, Holy Bible. Done, man. So then that's where we're getting all of our knowledge from now, man, is because we get it from God, we get it from Christ, we get it from Holy Ghost, right? And then we get it from the King James Version of the Holy Bible. And then when we see what the commands are, right, because we follow the commands in there, and then the commands in there should be mirroring the Constitution. And if they don't mirror the Constitution, then we're going to spank you every time, man. Scary simple, right? All right, let's keep it going. Share what we learn, right? We show you what's up, right? Because we are a servant of Christ. Done, man. That's who we serve. We serve Christ, man. So So we're just going to keep it going, man, because like we've just been reading a lot and then our mind is going someplace else now, but we just know who we serve. We serve God, we serve Christ, we serve Holy Ghost. That's it, man. And because of that, now we have to serve the people, right? Because every man and every woman, we know who you are. We know what you are. You are an image bearer, right? We know what's inside of you, even if you don't know what's inside of you, and we love you. And then that's why we're going to always be working for you, because we work for God. Okay, remember that. Scary simple. Okay, once you understand where that dust comes from, that smoke and that blow, right? And then if you do realize what's inside of you as an image bearer, right, you're gonna be free. Okay, all right, let's keep it going. Check out this one right here. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. King James Version, okay? We like that because it says Bible. All right, maxim. If you love God, then keep God's commandments. Done, man. Keep it scary simple. That's why we're giving you that kiss, man. So, you gotta, if you love God, follow God's commandments and everything's gonna be cool, man. It's gonna be peace, all right? Let's keep it going. All right, we got one mission, always, right? Protect the children, always. For now on forever, that's right. Okay, foundation, facts, order of God's world, go. Okay, God created everything. Remember this, okay? Jesus Christ is God who died for all people's sins, done. Okay, remember that, okay? God created man, woman, child, people. Remember this, okay? God gave man dominion over all the earth. Remember this, okay? Man, woman, child, the people are boss. Remember this, okay? The people create constitutions. Remember this, okay? Done, okay? So that's what's up, man. We love this foundation and we love Jesus Christ, and we love that, that Jesus Christ, God, died for all people's sins. All people's sins. I don't care what you look like, what language you speak. If you understand that, and then the only way you can get to God is through Jesus Christ, you're going to be free, right? So then you should associate with people who can show you what's up, right? And then we're going to plant that seed, and then we're just going to let God, and we're going to let Jesus, and we're going to let Holy Ghost take it from there, man. All we have to do is just share the word with you. And then once we do that, we plant the seed and they do the rest. Scary simple, right? All right, let's keep it going. All right, we're going to walk you out of the matrix now. We got that Genesis 1:26, right? And God said, let us make man in our image, image bearer, right, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creepeth upon the earth, man. King James Version, okay? So God gave the people, man, woman, child, dominion over everything, right? God didn't give it to our public servants. God didn't give it to our bar attorneys, right? He said, man, right? That is the people. Okay, remember that, okay? So that was the thing that sort of kind of, we heard one of the lawyers say, is that our system, allows us to pick our rulers, right? And we're just like, dude, man, right there. Maladministration. Who are you? What are you talking about? We don't pick our rulers. God is our master. Christ is our master. Holy Ghost is our master. Those are our rulers, right? So when a man wants to sit out there and say is that we pick our rulers, we elect our rulers, we have to correct you now, man. And now we know that you've been taught wrong. Now we know that you've been taught wrong in so many ways. We know that you're in such maladministration is because you keep calling our system a democracy, right? Every time you call our system a democracy, you're proving to us that you are in maladministration. Every time. Period. The end, man. Okay, let's keep it going. Right. Check this out. We got God's team. Right. We love this slide right here, man. This red one, that's the red pill that sets it all off, man. That's what's up. So we're done. We're done with this bit, man. We just wanted to do this review, right? And then we just wanted to check it out, right? And then we just wanted to read how the best and the brightest always lose, man. The best and the brightest always get their cases tossed out, man. And then now we saw what the best and the brightest of Kari Lake versus Katie Hobbs, right? And then this was coming from the clerk of the Supreme Court, and then these are their words, right? And then in this lawsuit review, you got to see how the word is always going, you're always going to be known by your words, and the words are your fruits too, right? So if you want to call something at a diminished capacity because you no longer want to come in at the highest capacity as one of the people, and then you want to listen to, your public servant called a lawyer, and then your attorney turns you away from what it is that you're supposed to be, one of the people, right? And then the people are supposed to have administrators, right? So every servant that is elected is an administrator, right? And they're supposed to minister, be the small master for the people's business, right? And if they can't do that, then it's a people's duty and obligation to come in and instruct them and then show them what's up, man. But we do it by God with love now, man. So that's it, man. We're done with this bit. Now we see the game now, man. It's so clear, it's, misconduct. What is that? It's like, what is that? Who's leading you, man? Why are you even focusing on that? Attorneys? I don't know why. I wonder where you guys went to school now, man. I mean, because we got our COVID law degree, so our COVID law degree, gave us this knowledge right here, so by God with love, we know what's up now, man. Okay. So we're going to put this together. We're going to upload it. And then we're going to see how this one flows, man, because this one was kind of fun. It was like all over the place, but it was fun to see how to review a lawsuit, right? And then we're going to probably do this with other ones, right? Because, this gives us a insight into how the attorneys keep tricking the people, man, because they keep calling the words, not the word, man, misconduct. What is that, man? All right. So we're going to put this together. We're going to go have some fun. Remember, nobody's having more fun than us. Bye.